All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the series finale of Shadow of the Colossus. As always, my name is Ark,
I'm the one that can't get on his horse, not really, Random Ninja.
and today we are taking on the final Colossus. And for some weird reason, Aggro decided that this is the one time that he would sprint in the temple.
I mean, I still like that you did not get on the horse first try
I
against
mean,
the final Colossus.
it starts at the beginning, or starts at the. I don't remember what the quote is. It's something about it ends where it begins, or something like that.
That's right, it ends. Can't get on the horse, it ends where it begins. That's perfect. That is the perfect analogy for that.
Yeah. And so today we are taking on the Towering Malus. Design-wise, I really liked him. Fight-wise, I hated this thing with a burning passion.
I think it's very appropriate for the final boss that it be so difficult and so tricky.
Which is
I
weird.
also fucking hated it, that being said.
Which is weird because oftentimes, while the last boss should be the hardest, there are video games where there are bosses that are clearly not as hard as the final boss.
I think part of that is just difficulty scaling in the sense that, certain games you'll get abilities unlocked where things become easier as you progress. You take less damage, you do more damage in return. You have basically superpowers at the end of the game. And Shadow of the Colossus is not that.
Right. And like the biggest example that I can think of for my personal experience, it might not be the same with other people's, is Kingdom Hearts 2. In Kingdom Hearts 2, I had the hardest time with Zaldin, the wind spear guy. I always had a difficult time with him, but Xemnas, the final boss in that game, I had no difficulty at all.
I have a really fun story about that. When I was a kid, I didn't really know how to use the reaction prompts properly. The first time I played Kingdom Hearts 2. So that scene where Sora and Riku are dancing around each other, deflecting all those lasers, I didn't realize I had to triangle and X at the same time. So one of those two always ended up dying.
I love that part.
That took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out.
I love that fight scene. Like, that whole last fight of Kingdom Hearts 2 was amazing.
I really wish Kingdom Hearts was less of a clusterfuck and it made sense.
But it's so much fun.
It's fun in the same way that, like, being in a coma is fun, or eating razor blades for breakfast is fun.
Do you not like Kingdom Hearts?
It's a little over the top.
We are no longer friends.
It's summarize the story of the Kingdom Hearts series.
We are no longer friends.
So that someone who has never played Kingdom Hearts could understand it. It's not possible. I've played Kingdom Hearts. I don't even understand what the fuck's going on.
The kid is the light. He is taking on evil and he's sealing away the darkness.
But he's not the light. He's not the light. Fucking Ventus is the light.
Okay, we're getting way off track.
Vanitas is the darkness, but also the light, and Roxas is the nega light, but also the light. Sora's just a dude who has the light inside of him, but is not the light, and he's not involved at all. It doesn't make sense.
We are getting way off track. We went from Shadow of the Colossus to Kingdom Hearts, and now we're debating Kingdom Hearts instead of this game.
It's not a debate. Kingdom Hearts is dumb.
Oh boy, you were not making friends with me today. Because I'm going to be like total hermit when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Like,
so am I. I'm going to buy the fucking game. I just think it's stupid.
Oh.
I'm going to buy it against my better judgment.
Oh, them fighting words, bro.
I bought the HD collection on PS3. I put my foot down and buying it again on PS4, but I'm picking up fucking Kingdom Hearts 3 the day it comes out.
Oh god, yeah. Oh man. I don't care if the collector's edition is like $250. I'm picking that thing up.
But why?
Gotta get that swag, man.
Oh, okay, it's the swag thing. Got it. That's understandable. You want the allegedly limited edition merch. Seriously, man, X goes forward.
Actually, no, X does not go forward. Triangle goes forward.
I flipped my controls.
I know you did.
The button that goes forward goes forward. It's the call horse button.
I gotta
16 Colossi.
I gotta end it the same way that I started it, though.
Every time you get on that horse, you immediately get off.
Yep.
Oh, it's a good thing you won't have to do that ever again much longer.
Nope. Which I'm thoroughly I hated this part. This is when I had texted you. Was around this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing that happens. Assuming you don't do like me and think, oh, I can make this jump. Oh, you do exactly like me and go, oh, I can make this jump. Wait, what? Why did he not grab onto the ledge?
Right. And I actually do that for a couple of times, and then...
oh, me too. Yeah, you had to stop and look it up?
No, I had figured it out on my own.
Okay.
It is right here.
No, yeah, right here.
Right here, I was like,
It's
you sons of bitches.
Goodbye, horse.
To be fair, though, spoiler alert, he actually does survive this. No idea how.
Spoiler alert for 30 some odd minutes from now.
Right? Yeah, this is by far the longest episode, only because the end cutscene is 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it's cinematic. It's gorgeous. Not very interactive.
Nope. We will not be doing commentary during that part, because after the boss fight, we'll do our final remarks about the series as a whole and everything like that. And then, so you guys yourself can watch the end cutscene, if you haven't already. But we will not be doing commentary during that portion of the game.
Yeah, it's been a long build up of absolutely no story. It all gets dumped on you right after you beat the Tower Daddy.
Oh yeah.
Which I am now calling Malus the Tower Daddy forever.
You're
That's
welcome.
His name now.
You're welcome.
Look at you using charged jumps. You've learned.
I gotta learn at some point. Right?
Huh.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Physics in this game do get pretty wonky.
Spider wander, spider wander.
Yeah.
So this climb is, I guess, appropriate. Felt it was kind of long.
Yeah. I actually make the mistake because the way that it builds up when you're going through the tunnel portion of it, I actually thought that you were through the mountainside here. So I actually jumped down thinking that it's that's where I'm supposed to go, not realizing that I'm in pretty much the exact same spot. Yep.
So you go up and then turn around and go back down?
Yeah. And I do cut ahead after I jump down.
Smart, yeah.
I don't know what made me think
you could have just looked down. You'd been, that's the same place. I
did look down, because it didn't look the same. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I realized that, oh, oops. And then when I get back up here, I see these. What also didn't help was that the weather changed, so I thought I was in a different area as well.
Yep, the weather is rainy, fitting for final encounter with old Jazz Hands over there.
And thank God that this is not Breath of the Wild, because we would not be able to climb this at all.
Oh man, that would be bad if the grit meter was like Breath of the Wild. Oof.
Well, in Breath of the Wild, if it's raining, you can't climb at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what happens is so you can climb, but I think it's every 4 or 5 grabs that you do, you slide down, or if you do a charge jump like you would in here, you slide down after you grab onto the next point. So yeah,
interesting.
Rain is and you see at the very start he wrecks my face.
So now that we're at Malus, I do have some words to say about Malus. They're mostly curse words, I'll be honest.
And, at the very start of it, I actually didn't see the hole on the side until I think he blasts me for the third time here. Yeah, you see me turn my camera, and I see the hole over there, and I was like, oh!
Even knowing the path, honestly, it doesn't make it much better. It's a really long path, and sometimes he'll blast you, and he has no goddamn right to blast you.
Yep. And, this is actually the first boss that I actually die on.
Because you didn't get stun locked to death, but, I feel like our deaths are probably about even.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets you there. That's fucking horseshit.
Right? And I'm like, what?
That happened to me a few times.
I turn around and just boom, and I'm like, really? And this part right... no, it's not this one right here. That's bullcrap for me. It's the next ledge that I climb up. It wouldn't let me climb up it for some reason. Like, you'll see in a minute. I actually really like this scene here where I roll and I just continue into the hole. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those like action spy movies or something.
Really cool set piece, really cool arena, really cool lead up to the boss. I fucking hate it. Reason being, there is a specific movement you can do where you hide behind the first pillar for the shot and then immediately start running, and the follow-up shot is not supposed to hit you. Mm-hmm. That's been done conclusively in many a speedrun. There's much footage out there of this occurring. It is not possible on PS4.
No.
There is no combination of events that leads you to not getting tracked by those shots if you're out in the open. It is so inconsistent and so imprecise that it borders on virtually impossible. I don't think, people have done this game at Games Done Quick. I don't think they will ever do the PS4 version.
No.
There is just too much inconsistency in the physics and in the abilities. It's a great remaster. It's gorgeous. That's bullshit. This is exactly the problem with that kind of stuff, where it just, for no reason, it decides... No, you don't get to go up there.
Right. That was the ledge that I was having trouble with, and I'm like, okay, do I not go up there? And then I'm like, okay, this is a dead end. Let's try this again. And, this was, like, the most annoying part. Actually, this entire boss was fucking annoying.
No, the most annoying part is when you occasionally will get hit by the blast and get flung into that ditch several times in a row.
This is actually where I died, and because you see me skip ahead here to this part again, because this is where I died.
Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's pretty awful.
That last go is very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Again, here, this is one of those areas where it's kind of hard to tell where you have to go immediately, for the simple reason that it's not obvious that it's right in front of you that you have to climb off. Like, you find it very quickly, but I know it's so foggy and it's so dingy and so dark that it's not super obvious.
Nope, not at all. And I actually kind of take the long way around. Like, for some reason, it didn't dawn on me to just jump on that ledge. I skip ahead at one, not on this part, but when I start actually climbing him himself, like on his back, I skip ahead because, to the part where I actually do the climb, because it takes me so long, and I'll actually point out where I was having trouble with it. And here I was actually thinking, oh, maybe this is a kind of mechanic to break these chains off, but it's not.
It is not, no, yeah. There's no mechanic, it's just climb, that's all.
Which, obviously I didn't know, because I've never played this game before.
Yeah. Oh, man, if you'd gone the other way.
Right.
Would have saved so much time.
I mean, honestly, time does not matter for this. Spoiler alert, this takes me just under a half an hour to do.
Now, did you only die the one time against them?
Yes. Every other time it's because I fell off. I didn't die.
Okay.
I didn't die, but I had to reset because I fell off of him.
Yeah, it just takes too long. I agree, yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is where I jump ahead. Oh no, it's after this because I actually miss his hand.
Okay.
When he puts it behind his back, I actually miss it. You see right there.
I really feel like you should have grabbed onto it.
Right. So you see me. This is when I actually get onto his head for the run. So the hand, like the first time that I actually got on it, he kept spinning it, and I actually lost my entire grip meter. And physics just, they worked for me, but they were super wonky on this run.
The physics on his arm is fucking terrible. The hit detection is terrible. The grabbing is bad. Already, you're doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
In the sense that, and I'm sure you saw it in my run, if you took a look, but there is a much easier way to do it that does not rely on the terrible, terrible physics of his hand.
Right.
It is just you stay on this gauntlet here, he flings his arm up, and you just jump onto his chest directly.
Right. Which, obviously did not occur to me. Because,
oh yeah, there's no reason you'd think to do that. There's a minor sigil here.
Right. And the other part is when I'm on you didn't do it, but you actually get on his other hand, and then you get on the back of his hand, and it was actually totally on accident that I stabbed it. Because what you have to do is you have to get on the back of this hand and stab it, because then he like puts it up to his head, not really at his head, but he like holds it flat kind of thing. And at first I thought I had to use that as a platform to jump on his chest, but it's too far away and you can't jump on it. And I actually had to look this up because I kept trying to jump at it kind of thing. You wouldn't even think of this for some weird reason, but you see there's another minor sigil right there, and you have to shoot it. Like, you've never had to shoot a minor sigil for anything in this game before, so it didn't even occur to me to do that.
Yeah. So that whole sequence, sometimes you can't climb on his hand. He just keeps spinning it like you saw, or he just refuses to move it properly, and you lose your grip, and it's so much easier to just say, screw it, I'm just making the jump using momentum.
Right. And here, for some reason, I was thinking that I had to stab the sigil again to get him to stop shaking so I could get on his head.
Which, honestly, is a strategy. It does work.
Right.
You just have the bow equipped still.
Yeah. That was part of my problem for a lot of other Colossi.
A recurring theme, some might say. Not able to get on the horse, having the bow equipped. Really, what you're trying to do is turn Wander into Legolas. You know that scene where he stabs the Uruk-hai in the head with the arrow?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're trying to do that.
He was actually my favorite Lord of the Rings character. Like in, was it the Two Towers when he rides down on the shield?
Yes, that is an incredible scene. It's fucking hilarious.
So, my final time for him was 27 minutes and 21 seconds. Completely abysmal. I also kind of like how he stays propped up when he dies. Like, from, like, all the metal caging around him kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's very fitting that the last Colossus is very human-looking in the face.
Yeah.
And at this point, you can sort of see Wander is really dark-colored. He's looking kind of grubby.
Yeah. And in the final cutscene, I guess we can sort of talk about it now while we're watching your run. He, like, grows horns and... which is why I had asked you if he becomes a Colossus, because that's what I was thinking, was that maybe these other people went to fight them and they became the other Colossi themselves.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's... Yeah. You were a little bit off. Dorman definitely has ulterior motives here. He is not a benevolent voice in the sky. Not even a little bit.
Nope.
But, so, yeah, I spent about an hour trying to replicate that strategy involved in running to Malus and not getting hit.
So, was there any particular reason why you just kind of just ran into that wall? Were you just not paying attention?
I was texting you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Was that the point when you were like, I'm done with this?
Yeah. That was me saying, I'm just going to do it the normal, boring way.
I mean, so that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to show off. The idea is that you run past the hole we just went through, duck behind cover behind one of those pillars. There are some little ledges just below, like little hills you can roll by, and the blast will hit those instead. And then you just jump over some holes and position yourself just so to not get hit. But it's not possible. You can't get that first step. You cannot miss that second blast. So the first one, you're behind the pillar, and then you run out. He hit me every single time without fail. And then he hits you, like, until you're dead, just over and over and over again.
Kind of like what happened with Cenobia.
Exactly, yeah. It's just, you're stun locked until you're dead. There's no two ways about it. It's, fuck you, you're dead. I've decided. The number of times I came out of that hole and immediately got shot is just absurd. And that, the 7 shots in a row he just took, I almost stopped at this point. I almost just said, I can't do this right now. An hour of just being stun locked and then shooting so many shots in a row. He's supposed to fire 1 shot in a row, and that's it. But he just keeps shooting.
Yep.
Also, I hit the X button there. That tiny little sad whistle that you still do call aggro.
Yeah. Poor aggro.
Now taking a bath.
I still have no idea how he actually survived that fall.
I mean, you can fall from pretty high and be okay.
So actually, to be fair, even though that he did survive that fall, he would, in like normal standards, he would still be put down because a horse's leg can never, like, if it gets broken, it can never support the full weight of it again.
Yeah.
And
although you can also get aggro stepped on by some Colossi, and it's totally okay.
Oh yeah, he's the N64 of Shadow of the Colossus. Dude, you could drop like a frickin' TV on those and they would still work.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. The N64 was the Nokia of consoles.
Oh yeah. I also like how on the cartridges it says "Do not blow in these." Like on old on the N64 cartridges it says "Do not blow in these," but that's how you make them work.
Well, I mean, that's just a myth. It's just the reseating them that fixes it.
Yeah.
So the cartridges were designed in a very specific way where the contacts had to be just so for it to work. And by unplugging it and plugging it back in, the contacts reseat and that fixes it. But it was just this thing that you always blew in it because, oh, it's got to be dust that's breaking it.
Right.
When that would be absolutely absurd in any situation.
Yeah, when I was watching you run, like, I was like, wow, he did this really, really fast. Because, in comparison to my time, granted, I didn't know tale as old as time, I didn't know what I was doing.
Listen, again, it's not just you. This took me multiple hours and multiple resets to do correctly.
Right.
This is not my first run against Malus. I wanted to show off as close to a perfect run as I could.
Right.
Within reason of, like, okay, this is all stuff that a regular human being can do. You don't need superhuman reflexes or a specific system. Yeah, I try to make that jump the first time and hit his fire bracer, and then I fall. So, I'm not perfect. I still fucked up. I probably would have had this in 5 minutes.
Oh,
flat if I hadn't fucked that up and hit his bracer and had to sort of start over. But
shit happens.
That's what happens. Sometimes you fall. Shit happens, exactly.
It's still pretty cool to watch you do that, because it didn't even dawn on me to try to do a maneuver like that.
Well, it's one of those things that's just a traditional skip in Shadow of the Colossus is use the Colossus's momentum against him.
Right. Because that is a pretty... Because he's like... confused and he doesn't even start shaking when you get on him.
Yeah, he's just like, wait, what?
You're not supposed to
and
be
then
here
this
yet.
is this is another one of those Colossi where you can actually cancel out the shaking and continue getting stabs. If you get the right amount of stabs. So you don't want to necessarily charge fully all the way because then you'll waste a stab.
Yeah.
So it's you charge up a little bit and you do almost full stabs and you just keep repeating that until it's dead. Because otherwise you'll get sort of rope-a-dope like this and just get stuck. You shook back and forth.
You know what was hilarious? When I was stabbing him, I was like, this is for my girl. And then I was like, this is for aggro. And the last one I was like, and this is for me.
Yeah. It was a very frustrating last two Colossi for me just because the amount of times I tried to do the speedrun strategies that did not work.
Yeah.
And,
So
that's okay. It was very cathartic to kill them.
When you tried doing the speedrun strategies, where did it reset you?
If you die and you hit retry, it just starts at the beginning of the arena.
Oh, okay. So that it didn't start you back at that save shrine, back when aggro died.
No, you just hit retry. You're fine.
Okay. Well, that's
so you don't
good,
have
at
to
least.
do the whole climb. If I had to do the whole climb over again, you would never have gotten this footage. I would have probably broken my controller. Not a word of a lie. That controller almost flew out of my hands several times.
And because of his swinging, he lost at least like a minute and a half of time.
Yeah, I definitely could have been better on the stabs, but time attack for Malus is actually pretty reasonable. 9 minutes and 30 seconds on normal, so I'm still well within that. And,
so your final time ended up being 7 minutes and 10 seconds?
Yep.
And then we see
versus your
Big Daddy
27-21.
Yeah. So 20 minutes faster this time. And that is it.
That's it. All of the Colossi are done. It's the end game now.
Yep, just the end game cutscene and a little bit of playability. That is it for Shadow of the Colossus. The series is finally done. We started this like a month and a half ago or so?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. And it is finally finished. So, final thoughts. I really, really liked this game. Besides, I would say 3 Colossi. I thought all of them were really well designed, and the fights were very different from one another. Design-wise, my least favorite Colossus would probably be Dirge. And my favorite Colossus design-wise would probably be Kuromori.
So, I would have to say my favorite Colossus, just in terms of the gameplay for it, and especially its arena and its sense of majesty, which is how I'm really considering it. I think it would have to go to Avion.
Well, okay, so
from
the I was going from like the Colossus itself design, fight-wise, Avion was my favorite. Like the actual fighting of the Colossus, Avion was my favorite. I'm just talking about like the Colossus design itself.
Then yeah, for me, Colossus design Dirge, we see so little of it. I have no idea what Dirge looks like.
Right.
It's beneath the sand most of the fight. That being said, I really like Gaius's design.
Yeah, a lot of people liked him.
It's really fitting. I think it's got a silly, dumb face. It's dumb enough to go on Little Big Planet. I really enjoy Gaius as a Colossus.
And what would be your least favorite fight?
I would have to say, just on initial... I hadn't played past Avion prior to this, so Barba onwards, this was the first time going through the fight. Of course, I have the foreknowledge of the internet at my disposal. Even so, Plagia, definitely my least favorite fight.
See, at first mine was Pelagia, and then I fought Argus. I did not like his design at all. or not design. I didn't like his fight at all. Dorman was no help in any way, shape, or form. And who the hell puts a sigil on a palm of the hand? Come on. Alright, so that is going to do it for Shadow of the Colossus. After this is the end credits as well as the ending scenes. So thank you all for joining us on this epic journey through my first blind playthrough of this, and Ninja's playthrough as well, past of what he had done before. So, any final remarks, Ninja?
I would say this game is definitely a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
It has some problems. It's spectacular, it's magnificent, it's beautiful. The remake is fantastic. Blue Point did really good fucking work on this game. It's got some issues. It's got some kinks it needs to work out. Obviously, it'll never work out, and those are probably very intentional, but it's definitely a detractor for me.
Yeah. So, for the final time in Shadow of the Colossus, my name is Ark.
I'm RandomNinja.
And I will see you all in any number of videos that I'm doing. We might do another game again soon. So hopefully we will see you guys in another game in the future. Thank you all, and thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.
kiunuku audikov. Dika uolayuk. Or the you la kaya. Ora makudu. Izo yuri ilzo. Yukizo edihiko erikiku aloa to kair. Anli kom ayudikanga yuke.